I'm Danny Roberts. You know, I was in this other band, had a band that was real hot called Power, and we were real hot in Gainesville. And we used to play there quite a bit, and we played at the University Auditorium. And so one of the gigs, we had Mudcrutch opening for us. And at that stage, they were just a trio. Tom was the bass player, singer, and Mike, guitar player, and Randall, drums. And Ledden had just left, Tom Ledden. And so that's when I first met Tom. I didn't meet the other guys. In fact, Tom came into our dressing room, and he was like, he wouldn't even really look you in the eye at the time. He was real subdued. But he wanted to make sure that we didn't blow him off after 20 minutes. He was like, we'd like to do a whole set, And we're like, sure, man, do it. So that was the first meeting. And so as soon as I finish, Tom comes up and goes, hey, man, want to join our band? I'm like, well, I'll stay and listen to you. You're playing next, and so I'll go listen to you. And I listened, and they were really good. And they did a song called Train Kept a Rollin' that the Yardbirds had done and several other people, but mainly the Yardbirds. And they played that one and just killed it. It was so good. And that's what made me go, yeah, I want to play. And so I immediately started, I was living down in Lakeland. I started coming up to Gainesville the next week, rehearsing. And I think it was after 3 or 4 weeks, we played our first gig at the Rathskeller in Gainesville at the university. It was a club, So that was the start of my connection. And it was really fun, But at the time there was Tom Petty, and he and I were switching off between bass and guitar. But I'll refer to him as a guitar player. And Mike Campbell playing guitar very well. And Randall Marsh playing drums. And Benmont. Benmont was in and out because he was still going to school in New Orleans. And so whenever he would come back to Gainesville, he'd play gigs with us. We made a demo, and me and Tom and our manager at the time, Michael J. Limbo, we drove around Florida and booked a gig wherever they would have us. And so we played this string of gigs all over Florida. And as soon as we got back, we organized a demo at Benmont's parents' house. And that's the demo it was a real nice house. His parents' house was a very nice house. They had a grand piano, so we used that. And we got a guy that he owned a stereo shop in Gainesville, and he recorded demos for like schools and stuff. So he knew his stuff. So, and he pulled up his van. He had a 2-track machine in the van and a little mixer, and just ran mic cables in the house. And we had just gotten really tight from doing a string of gigs. So we got all the songs within second take. Some of them we got first take because we'd just been playing them, and we got better and better every night we were on the road. One song that's one of my favorites is a thing called Long Way From Home. And then there was one called Don't It Get Weird. Another song called, I'll think of it here in a minute. Wild Eyes. So we did the demo, and then it was just like 2 weeks, something like that later. All right, what do we do with this demo? Well, we've been told you take it to California and go around to the record companies. So that's what we did. We drove my 69 VW bus. It was me and Tom and our roadie, and we had our demo, and we went there. We had about $200 to last us 2 weeks. And we went to all these record companies. We'd go to a payphone in the back of this one restaurant diner, And every day we'd go there and we'd look through the yellow pages, record companies, you know. Hey, we're a rock band from Gainesville, Florida, and we'd like to play our tape for you. You know, most of them would laugh, but then we got our rap more together, and we would also trade duty. Tom would make a call, I'd make a call, Duke would make a call, and we started getting some interest, and we started getting better at our introduction and stuff. Well, Tom was kind of like the master of ceremonies, leader, and it was not a hardcore thing, you know, like he was the leader and had a whip and do what I say, but he was the writer, and he was a strong writer, and the other guys were pretty quiet. And so, you know, they were real dedicated and would pretty much do whatever it took and whatever Tom needed to do. Because he was still pretty subdued at that point. I mean, he knew he was really good, but he needed other people to, you know, reinforce that whole thing. And they did, and when we did the demo, you know, things shaped up real fast. And but even when we took the tape out to LA, it was still country boys, you know, doing the calling and arranging for the meetings and stuff. So he wasn't real, you know, pushy about it. Well, when we took the demo out to LA, Benmont rode with us, and a friend of his. They rode with us from Gainesville to New Orleans, and we dropped them off at school. Then after we shot the demo around, we picked Benmont back up, and we said, okay, you got to quit school. And he's like, I want to do it, but my father's going to, you know, he's going to kill me. His father was a judge, and a pretty heavyweight judge. But Tom prepared a good rap and went and talked to the judge and told him, you know, we're going to do something. We're going to be stars, and we want Benmont. We need him. And he gave him permission, you know.